When everyone was busy with the Deepseek versus OpenAI drama, Google quietly dropped actually a new model, the Gemini 2 Flash Thinking Experiment 0121, and this isn't just a small upgrade. This beast can handle 1 million tokens as input and spit out 65,000 tokens in single response. And actually, they dropped it right after the Deepseek R1 release, which is probably mean it's got a better reasoning and transparency and overall better abilities. So in the next few minutes, I'm gonna put it to the test for reasoning capability and also test it as a coding assistant. Let's see how good it really is. Google DeepMind released a few words about this model, the Gemini 2 Flash Thinking Experimental. They say that the combined speed of and the performance of the two Flash thinking experiments also excel in science and mathematics, showing its thinking to solve a complex problem, have enhanced performance, longer context, improved thinking, and tool use. For the benchmark that we got from Google DeepMind itself, it seemed like this model is far better than the previous one and the Gemini 1.5 Pro and the Gemini 2 Flash experiment model in mathematics and science and multimodal reasoning. And the knowledge cut off actually in August 2024, which is amazing. Right now, we started to catch up in terms of the data that we have, and they recommend it to be used for complex tasks without the need for low latency. So from a get-go, I think it's not that good as a coding assistant, more of our architect assistant, but we will see that. Right now, it's available at the Google AI Studio and the Gemini API and the Vertex AI. And now let's take a look to the live bench.ai. This bench is becoming my favorite to go to. It's really good. It shows you a lot of information about the global average, the reasoning average, and the coding average. And you can see actually here, let's ignore right now the Deepseek R1, where its position is because it's crazy. The Gemini 2 Flash Thinking Experiment January 21 is actually currently is the best Gemini model that we ever got from Google. But you will be disappointed when you find out that in the coding average, this model haven't improved at all since the last release in the December model, which is kind of weird. Like you don't see there is no improvement at all in the number. The only thing that is good at right now is the reasoning average and the mathematic average, which is like very odd. And also in the web dev arena leaderboard, the same people that created the chatbot arena, you will find it actually rank above the Flash 2 Thinking Experiment 1219, which is like, I don't see it changing. Like the rank improved, yeah, but this is not a leap. Like look at the Deepseek version 3 and the Deepseek R1. This is like a big jump. The only place to test this model right now for absolutely $0 is the aistudio.google.com, and you can select it from this drop down over here, the Gemini Flash Thinking Experiment January 21. And of course, everything is here right now is for free, but I'm pretty sure when you start using the API, you will find it very limited. And we can ask it a few questions in the stuff that it says it's really good, like reasoning capability and mathematics. I will start with in a family of 6 members, A, B, C, D, and E, and F and A is a teacher. B is a mother of C and D. E is a father of A. F is the brother of C. How many males there in this family? The correct answer should be 3. The new stuff about this model that you can see the transparency of the thinking over here when you click on this box. And when it's done, it will give you this output inside this box, showing you what it got in terms of the thinking process. And the correct answer for this question actually is 3. There is only 3 males in this family, and it got it correct. This is an incredible start. That's another question in mathematics, but in natural language processing. If a train leaves a station traveling at 60 miles per hour and another train leaves the same station at 30 minutes later, traveling at 90 miles per hour, how far from the station will these 2 trains meet? And we hit run, And by the way, this is actually also the correct answer. I know that releasing a new model have its own issues, but releasing this model as a free use then gave us a very limited access to it. Even to test it is kind of annoying. I mean, like, this is the third question, and I have been here for about like 15 minutes trying to figure out how it can answer it, and all I get is the same error. I had to switch to the llama arena.ai to ask the same question. A triangle has sides of 7 centimeter, 24 and 25. Is this triangle is a right triangle? Justify your answer using the Pythagorean theorem. And to be honest, it's the correct answer. But what's annoying about it is that the AI Studio is keep giving me this error, but the llama arena not, which is odd. Like, I mean, like, the AI doesn't have an issue. Then what is the issue? I don't know. And now I'm gonna stop asking question. I feel like every question that I'm gonna throw at it will answer it correctly, because this is a very good model so far. And I'm gonna switch to the coding assistant, which I think a lot of people right now want to know how to use it. And now let's try to create the API key and connect it to Roo-Cline in Visual Studio Code or any IDE that you like. Just click on Create API Key. Now we have the API key that we need. In your Visual Studio Code, either you're using Cline or Roo-Cline. In my case, I'm using Roo-Cline because I like it. Go ahead in the settings, click over here on the gear icon. It will open this list for you. I will create something called a new configuration profile by clicking this button, and I named it Gemini Thinking 0121, and the provider is Google Gemini. I put the API key and selected the Flash Thinking Experiment January 21 model. And with that, we are ready. You can play a little bit with this kind of settings. Hit done. Right now, we can test it by easily switching this kind of drop down. I have a lot of model that I'm using actually, and you can use it in coding or architect or ask. I'm gonna test it right now in something from back to end. I'm gonna write a function. My prompt is extremely basic, but it get what I want. Create a get job by ID function, which remind me that I want to create something in the Barisma schema to create unique ID for each job, so I can use it instead of the ID. In this controller, which is this one for jobs, refer to the table structure in the Barisma schema. I pass the Barisma schema file to understand the schema and ensure consistency in the logic and formatting with the other controller function. This is basically will keep it export const get job. It's the same format using the Barisma util file and the error messaging format that I created. And let's hit run, and I hope I don't get an error limit. Alright, I already got the error limit. This is amazing. Why Google do this to me, man? So here what I did. I went to the Open Router website and I found out that they have a free version for the API for this model, the experiment January 21. And all you have to do is just provide an API key that you have inside the Open Router. And this is what I did. And I went back to Visual Studio Code, selected the Open Router, put the API key, and selected the Google Gemini 2 Flash Thinking Experiment. And the tag is free. This is the default January 21 snapshot from this model. Hit done, select it down, and retry, and I got the code. And to be honest, the code is perfect. Like, I didn't accept it yet, but I see that they're using the message error format and check for the ID existing in the parameters or not. And it say that where the job is active or not, including the skills, the category, the user that posted, and the count for views. It's very good so far, and I'm gonna accept it. But I noticed something very odd. Like, do you see this? This is empty. This should show me the result of response, basically the response of the thinking process, but no. But finally, I have successfully added the getJobID function to this controller. You can use it right now to retrieve a specific job by its ID. It's good. Like, the coding is working. This is what I want. So I created a router for this kind of function and I tested out. It seems like everything is working, fetching everything that I want. Very good so far. It seems like I already have implemented this logic before, because when I went back to the job API slice in the Redux logic, I found it. So there is no need to create it. Right now, what I'm going to do is creating basically a page, the UI page, to fetch the job by its ID using the Redux logic. And I think it's gonna be slightly harder. Maybe, I don't know, but let's find out. So I'm gonna start extremely simple. I will just want to fetch the job by its ID and display the JSON output in this page. And I pose the slug, basically the page that it will take the ID and display the job, and the slice it should look at and use. And let's hit enter once more. Once more, it didn't show what the thinking process exactly is, which is odd. I mean, like I'm getting the perfect code that I want. I noticed something when I'm getting the response, that the speed of the code output is like crazy. It's like lightning speed. It's faster than the Sonnet, and of course faster than the Deepseek R1, which is one of the slowest model that I ever used in coding. But I don't see what is going on in the backend. Like, I see what Roo-Cline sent to the API, but I don't see what he think about. But this is like incredibly fast, like ridiculous fast. And the result is very good. And now let's see how this page will look like. Okay, right now I can see the issue. It's having an issue with the importing the file of the job API, which is the slice. When I try to fix it using the same model, I got the error, which is basically saying that I don't have right now the ability to use this API yet. I fixed it myself, and right now the information that I'm getting is print out here like this. Is a very decent format. And now I have to create just the UI. I hope that API work again. For this task, it was very simple. I requested to put the header of this web component inside the client page that we created. Basically, I split the logic into client and server side. I did this because I want to keep this main page as a server side functionality. I can use cookies and get the translation from it, and I can pass this stuff to the client functionality. I said I just want to put the header and give it the props like the other page that I used in the website. Similar logic, but for users. And it went ahead. I don't know what its process of thinking, but it seemed like it did this very, very fast. The only issue that I kept hitting the rate limits like crazy. And this is the UI that I got after about like 20 minutes of trying to get the result that I wanted and hitting the rate limits. I think I'm gonna stop testing it. I mean, like, this model is like one of your friends that is really good and really fun to play with video games, but he's always busy doing something else that you don't know what he's doing. It's like exactly like this. This model is good at coding in terms of the logical part and copying the style of your current code, and it will give you the code very fast. But the rate limits is driving me insane. Like that's like the issue that I have right now. The rate limits. This model, nothing wrong with it. In terms of coding capability, it's very good. Not that great like compared to the Deepseek R1 or the Sonnet 3.5. But if I had the capability to use it every day, I will. Because it's fast, it understands what I want, it's for free. But the only issue that we have right now is the rate limiting. And yeah, in my opinion, this model deserves to be high on the benchmark of the live bench after I seen what it can do. And right now, Google has really started to catch up to OpenAI. 3 of its model right now in the top 5. I mean, I'm gonna ignore completely the Deepseek R1 and what it's doing, because the drama of Deepseek R1 and it's what it's done to the OpenAI Anthropic and the Meta AI is insane. I will actually create one more video like the last one that I did, just speaking about what is going on and the insane stuff that is happening because China released a very good open source model. And that's probably gonna be my coming video. And I also have a model that I want to test called the Quint 2.5 Max. This model seems like a very good model, but I will wait until the benchmark catch up to it, and I'm gonna create another video about it. And I'm also working on probably one of the biggest video and important video of the beginning of this year, how to become a 10x engineer. And the reason that I'm gonna create this video is one of my best friend, which is the one that I started to learn coding with years ago, it doesn't understand how to use this kind of large language model to speed up and do more code using it. So I'm gonna create this video for him, for the people that have multiple years of experience in coding but doesn't know how to use large language model to speed up and do more impact and get more code out there. It's gonna be a longer video, so if you are interested in this kind of topic, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm gonna try to do my best and deliver all the stuff that I said very soon. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the coming video.